My name is Dr. Boyce Watkins, and welcome to the Black Financial Channel. This is theblackfinancialchannel.com. Today, I'm going to talk to the entrepreneurs in the building, all the aspiring entrepreneurs, or what they call the wantrepreneurs, people that want to start a business that haven't done it yet. I'm going to explain to you why you may not want to be an entrepreneur. And this is kind of strange. This is a little bit of a reversal because a lot of times you hear me talking about the benefits of owning businesses and all that. And so let me explain some reasons why you may not want to be an entrepreneur. We're going to get started on the Black Financial Channel right now. Hey, what's going on, guys? My name is Dr. Boyce Watkins. Welcome to the Black Financial Channel. This is theblackfinancialchannel.com. What's happening on Instagram? My Instagram is The Real Boyce Watkins if you want to follow me on the gram. Good to see you all as well. All right, so let's hop into the conversation. So Black wealth is important. We know that Black business ownership is really critical. We know that Black-owned businesses matter and that we have to support Black-owned businesses. There's no question about that at all. This is the mandate of this century. I want to make it 100% clear that building Black-owned businesses is literally the most important thing you can do. It's more important than voting. It's more important than getting jobs. It's more important than all the other social issues. Black-owned business is the one thing. If we have enough Black-owned businesses to employ our own people and build wealth, then we can protect ourselves. We can create our own jobs. We can do all these things on our own. So I want to make sure you get that Black-owned business establishment, that your children being part of the Black economic army that we're building in this generation is really important. It's really important for Black men because I got to keep it raw and 100 with you guys when I let you know that the white man ain't got no place for you. That if you are a Black man and you are a heterosexual masculine Black male, chances are you're going to be seen as a threat. You're not going to really fit into corporate America. There are jobs that Black women can get that Black men can't get. And those who understand the Black experience get that. That's why I married a Black woman. I couldn't marry Becky because Becky, I'd have to spend 20 years trying to explain that to Becky. But my Black woman gets it. She grew up in Gary, Indiana, in the hood. And so she understands that there are spaces she can go that I can't go. There are things that she can do that I can't do. There are places where she's welcome in or I'm not welcome in at all. And we know this. That's why, for example, she works for a university as a full professor of social work. And I totally got blackballed from academia for being too Black. And so I started my own business and found my success outside of the system. I couldn't have found my success the way she found it. I found it the way I found it, right? So Black men have to learn how to rewrite the rules. It's very important for you to just really get that, okay? So give me a yes in the chat if you follow what I'm saying. Give me a yes in the chat if you get me. A lot of people don't get me. They think it's too radical, and that's why 90% of the Black community is not ready to have this conversation, but it's okay. I don't need 100% of the Black community. I want that talented 10th. I want the people that have enough vision to see the future, enough strength and courage to fight, to build. I want people that have the patience and the commitment to their families and communities to make our people better. So give me a yes in the chat if you follow what I'm saying. I had to throw that out there just to let you know that this is some serious stuff. This is not a game. All right. So next point I want to make on this in terms of a point of clarity is that a lot of you have heard me talk about Black businesses and starting businesses and how great that is. And I do believe it's great. I think it's very important to have the skills to start a business. I think every Black child in America, as a rite of passage by the age of 12, should know the basics of starting their own business. They should own stock when they are 0 years old. I had a nephew that was born 3 days ago. He was a stock owner before he got to this earth, because by the time he's 25 years old, those stocks will have quadrupled in value and he's going to have plenty of money. He will have no money problems because we planted seeds for him before he was born. So every Black child should also know that being a renter is temporary. Being an owner is permanent. So you don't want to be a renter for life. These are things that need to be part of our core value as a community. There's no time for messing around when people are trying to oppress you. Now, here's the thing though. While I've made it clear that I believe every Black child should learn how to start a business in case of survival, I want you to think of it as a survival skill, meaning that if, for example, I have a guy, a young kid who's 22 years old who comes by, and he's a great kid. He fixes things all around the house. And I talked to him one day and I said, hey, man, can you help me put together like a survival plan for my family in case it really goes down? Like a list of things that we need to have, that we could put together just in case, God forbid, the nuclear war breaks out, or we get off the grid, or a big solar flare hits and the internet goes down and everything's in complete chaos. And so he helped me put together this survival kit, with some food and weapons and, one of those radios that you churn so it doesn't need electricity, just stuff like that, right? And now here's the thing. I did this not because I fully expect to use any of these things. I hope I never use these things, but I did it because I want to be ready, right? If you stay ready, you ain't got to get ready. You get what I'm saying? If you stay ready, you ain't got to get ready. So a lot of times the reason that you get frozen out and you get beat down and oppressed economically and otherwise is because a lot of us we don't stay ready. We weren't taught how to be ready, right? You know, we lose that job, we're done, we have nowhere to go, we're stuck. We're like, oh my God, the white man's not paying my bills anymore. Lord Jesus, what am I going to do? I'm just going to go to church and pray because nobody ever gave me skills or prepared me or gave me any assets to protect me in the event that they decide to cut me off from his nipple, right? I've been on his nipple my whole life, and now the nipple's gone. Lord Jesus, what is I going to do? Well, that's a very dangerous way to live. That's very risky, extremely risky. You're really living on the edge when you are dependent on the people that you see as your oppressor to take care of you economically. That's a very dangerous place to be. So that's why it's important for every Black child by the age of 12 to just know the basics. In fact, I'm going to put together a list of about 10 steps to start a business. And basically, your kids can just remember those 10 steps. Okay. So with that being said, though, I don't want you to get it twisted. Okay, I don't want you to think that I believe every person should run a business or every person should be an entrepreneur. And I thought about this for years. This is something I knew probably 20 years ago, but I had to spend 20 years processing this so I could say it the right way. So since today is the day that God and Black Jesus told me to share this with you, I decided to do this quick video. I think it's important to know that when you talk about ownership of a business, everybody should own a business, period. Everybody should own some piece of a business or something, but that doesn't mean you have to be an entrepreneur. Owning a business is not the same as running a business. Running a business means that you file the paperwork and you're the CEO and you get up every day and you go get the clients and you in the beginning, you're doing all the work and putting everything together and you're doing the grind and the grind is fun. The grind is really a lot of fun, but some people don't enjoy the grind. Some people don't want to live that way. Some people don't want to do all of that. Some people get worn out and flustered by all of that, right? 80-hour weeks and all this other stuff that you have to do as an entrepreneur. It was fun for me. I enjoyed it, but some people don't want to do that. Some people maybe have a job that they like and they want to keep their job. Well, one of the things I want you to really understand is that there are many, many, many ways that you can skin the ownership cat without actually starting the business and running the damn thing. A lot of us run the business and it's really hard because also the other thing too is a lot of us have that whole I can do it all by myself kind of mindset. So we end up just literally doing every single thing in the company and it drains the hell out of you. And it ends up being the same trade you made of time for money that you made when you had a job. You're doing the same thing with a business. The difference is that you're your own boss, but you still have a boss. You still have to do that trade-off of time for money. Well, there are a lot of people who actually find ways to business ownership that are a little bit different, that don't require the work of an entrepreneur. For example, there are people that might invest in someone else's business. They'll say, look, I don't want to run a laundromat, but I know that there's money in owning laundromats. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the money I've saved up and I'm going to give you the $5,000, $10,000 you need for me to get a 20% stake in this laundromat. So for this amount of money, you're going to give me 20% of the company's earnings. I will not be at any meetings. I will not be doing any laundry. I will not have anything to do with running the business. I'm just a silent partner. And I'm going to be real quiet because I don't want to do any of the work, right? That's something I've seen people do on a regular basis. That's why saving your money and having a stock portfolio or some liquid assets you can access is really important. In fact, if you haven't gotten started on that path yet, go to the allblackagenda.com because I've got the $5 a day investing plan that you can pick up if you want to go take a look at that. It's the allblackagenda.com. I don't have the URL in front of me. Here it is. Okay, I put it on the screen. The allblackagenda.com. You can actually get the $5 a day investing plan that I put together that shows you how to build a capital base with $5 a day of investing. It takes time if you do it at that rate, maybe 10 years. It takes about 5 to 10 years for you to really start feeling it. Now, if you want to accelerate it, you can do $20 a day or whatever, right? And a lot of you have made a lot of money in the stock market. Give me a yes or in the chat if you have made a killing in the stock market. There's a stock actually called, I think it was Ecor, that I had recommended to you guys maybe about 2 weeks ago. And that stock has been on fire. And I did because I've done my research, and the analysts who follow that industry said that the stock was underpriced, and now it went from maybe $1 to like $3 or something per share. So basically the idea is that there are some companies out here that are doing really well. There's a lot of money being made, and I want you to be a part of that process, right? I want you to make money. So the next thing, so go to the allblackagenda.com. You can get the $5 a day investing plan for free. Doesn't cost you anything. There's the URL right there on the screen. The second thing I want to mention is that there are ways that you can start businesses without actually having to come up with a business model. I've heard a lot of people asking me questions like, how do I figure out what type of business that I want to start? Or how do I figure out the right revenue model or the way to make money from the business or whatever? Well, the thing about that is some of these problems and questions take you years to answer. Like it might take you years to figure out how to generate money from something. It's valuable. You know that there's money there, but you haven't made any money. Well, there are people out there that actually buy franchises. I've seen families that have changed their lives by pulling together family money and starting, and joining some sort of franchise. And there are lots of hundreds, maybe thousands of companies out there that have franchised themselves where it's like a business in a box where they will literally give you all the blueprint on how to run that type of business. And all you got to do is go study it like you study a class, and you just read through like, okay, so we make the hamburgers like this, and then we make the fries, and then we sell the food, whatever, right? So franchises are actually something a lot of people use where they can actually start a business without necessarily having to figure it all out, right? So there are different ways that you can be involved. You can be a silent investor. You can just provide the capital. Maybe you could help provide a network or find customers for a business. There are businesses I've been involved in where I said, look, I don't want to do this work, but I'll be the hype man. I've got, 1 million followers all over the internet. So I'll be glad to go and talk about the business. And then if people like it, then they can go be a part of it or whatever. But there's a lot of ways to skin that cat. And I don't want you to think that the only way to make entrepreneur money is to be an entrepreneur. And in fact, sometimes it's better that you're not the entrepreneur if it's not something that you're passionate about, because it's hard for a person that doesn't have passion in a topic to compete with people that are passionate. People who are passionate, they love it. They're into it. They'll do it every day. They do it for free. People who are not passionate, who are there just for the money, they're not going to work as hard. Typically, they're not going to be as interested in drilling into it. I mean, they can be passionate about money, and that might drive them, but typically there's a differential there. So just kind of keep that in mind as you think about how you want to move forward on your path to ownership and all that stuff. And by the way, we actually have a franchise program in the Black Business School. It's a really great curriculum on everything you need to know to buy a franchise. So the URL is on the screen. It's theblackfranchiseprogram.com. So feel free to go to the theblackfranchiseprogram.com if you want to take a look at that. And so that's it. Those are my thoughts for today. I'm going to get back to work, but I just wanted to stop for a minute. And again, God and Black Jesus told me to do this video, and so I did it, and it's done, and the message has been shared. So I hope this helps you. If you could, please hit the thumbs up button on your way out, and make sure you subscribe to the Black Financial Channel. That's theblackfinancialchannel.com. And also, if you're, I do little sessions on Clubhouse and stuff like that. So if you're on the Clubhouse app, you can look me up at Dr. Boyce Watkins. Feel free to do that as well. All right. So have a good day, everybody. It was good talking to you, and I will see you soon. Peace.